Let's go.
Welcome me on the show, Sports Update on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. You just saw some clips there. Always interested to promote Nigerian sport. And right now, we're talking about all the updates in the world of sport. As we talk about Nigerian handball team, they call them the Golden Arrow. Right now, they did well. Their first game against Togo, they won that game there. Golden Arrows kick off African Games campaign with a win against Togo. A big one for them, for the fact that they were able to do this because they actually did well over there in Egypt in the competition they went for last time before they moved to African Games, and that has given them an edge right now. Well, they'll be playing their next game on Friday, looking at this particular story alongside Sunday in the studio. Good to have you, Sunday.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we just saw there our team, Golden Arrows. I love that particular name about them. The Arrows keep going golden. They won their first game now against Togo.
Well, 38-19 is a huge win. I believe for Sam Ochewu, the Federation President of Nigerian Handball, who have gone digitalizing the game, who have gone to encourage and foster many talents in handball in the country since inception of his regime, has still more to do ahead of the coming days before somebody else take over the podium. But I believe for the team, they have a good moral booster. Golden Arrow, when they went to Egypt, they have an outstanding performance because they have not gotten to a point whereby they will come home with Lawrence for a while. So they got to Egypt, they got back home with the presidential trophy, having finished between first to seventh position. Looking at the fact that they have also foreign-based players who trade in Spain, in Russia, and of course in Benin Republic and all other countries, is also a morale booster. And their gaffer, Salami, Rafiu Salami, happens to be a France-based international and a good coach for that matter. And of course, assisting him, Solomon Yola Martins, who happens to be one of the renowned coach in the league for Kano Pillars. It is an exciting moment for these handball guys because they've rallied around support among themselves. They've been self-motivated and they've gotten so much incentive from the federation, and that is what is expected of every sporting federation, giving a morale booster to their team to get the needed results.
We've been talking concerning Golden Arrows there for the fact they won their first game against Togo. That we'll see what happens by the time they fight out again on Friday. Wishing them the best. African game is still on. We continue to bring you updates concerning that competition. 54 nations are slugging out over there in Accra, Kumasi, and also Cape Coast, Ghana. Well, right now, away from that particular story, let's talk about our football team, the Flying Eagles. Right now, the president of NFL, Nigerian Football Federation, right now is charging them to go all out for semi-final ticket. They'll be facing Senegal next, and they need to pick a point there in that game. Their first match against Uganda, they lost out, and the second one, they won via a goal against South Sudan. So the third game is coming up, and they need to win at least to be able to pick this ticket. The NFL president is already talking to them that they should do something, at least pick up this ticket.
Of course, every patriotic Nigeria, including the NFF leadership or board, want these guys to come back with flying colors because they are going to Ghana, or they have been to Ghana to showcase what they have as a team. Best of best is what the African nations are looking forward to. And now these guys were in camp for over 3-4 weeks. I watch them most times when they train, and you see the synergy they put in to play and tackle against one another to give in their best. Of course, 30 man was invited by the head coach.
But the synergy is not, it has not really brought any much better result. The first game we lost against Uganda, 2-1. We managed to win. We managed to win against South Sudan via a penalty.
Absolutely, I agree with you because, like I said, Lada Bosco, the head coach, invited 30 players who camped for a while. Eventually, the team was streamlined to 20. And now that the 20 guys are there, they are listening to what the coaches are saying. Let's not forget the fact that they didn't get much friendly matches. They didn't get more readiness ahead of the All-African Games due to the fact that some other logistic challenges that coupled together the fact that a lot of calendar or busy affairs were ongoing before now, and immediately the year resumed. Remember, All African Games were supposed to be held last year. Due to logistic challenges or facility delay, the games were postponed, and it affected a whole lot. These guys have not played much friendly. I think that's where the lapses are. But by the time they finish out from the group stage, I'm very certain they will give in their best to have a podium finish.
They need to work harder and smarter for them to scale through right now. Facing Senegal won't be a child's play at all. For the Flying Eagles, they just have to be on their best, for them to perform well in that particular match against Senegal. Senegal knows at stake. They lost against Uganda. They also come out as they know as the Junior Teranga Lions who want to rear against Flying Eagles. A big one for them by the time they meet. I'm still talking about the African Games, but this time around, we're moving away from African Games rather. We talk about Super Falcons. The Falcons will be playing the Paris 2024 Olympic qualifier against Bayana of South Africa. And that might also be coming up. The first leg will be coming up at MK Abiola Stadium by 4 p.m. But now, NFF had to write to CAF to at least push it forward, backward for the next extra hour. But really, CAF assists to NFF's request for late kickoff for Super Falcons versus Bayana match. That match will now be starting by 5 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. Well, because of the issue of very hot weather, so that it won't affect the ladies. So that's why they try to push it down to 5 p.m.
Absolutely, it is really a progressive move, being the fact that at this point in time, the capital city is very hot. A lot of people facing heat here and there. And you saw what happened at the AFCON Games. They were having water break. They were having cooling section for the players to recuperate and go back into the synergy. For those of us who understand football, when you wear the boots and play in a hot and sunny weather like Sudan, like Nigeria, and of course, some other East Africa country, you know that the weather sometimes has to be a considering factor for every game schedule. It's a developing progress. For them to have applied for 1 hour readjustment of the timing, it's not a bad one. It is expected.
A good one, at least the ladies will be able to have a much cooler atmosphere to perform their duty as a footballer. Well, we'll be facing Bayana on April 5th, and that match will be played first at MK Abiola Stadium for the first leg. The second leg will be coming up in South Africa. Hopefully, Super Falcons will do us proud, because already South Africans are already talking that they will make sure they get it. We are waiting to see. Maybe the action will actually have to do with them performing on the pitch. Away from there, let's talk about the men. This time around, NNL, Nigerian National League Super 8 will be coming up. But according to the chairman of that league, Aluo says, well, winners, participating teams to go home with cash prizes. It won't be era of just appreciating them for nothing. Well, this time around, they will go home with money, according to the chairman. I think I love this. This will inspire all the teams participating in the Nigerian National League.
Of course, apart from the reward system that needs to be put in place for athletes to get needed motivation and incentives, there should be also more partnership to add glamour to sports, not just football, general sport. Because if you look at the fact that you have a good atmosphere to participate as an athlete, either training or showcase your talent in a match, and of course you have a good logistics arrangement coupled together with the fact that there is something to take home. The take home is most importantly expected or needed by this athlete, because they have bills to pay, they have families to take care of, and they have supporters who look up to them. Looking at the fact that the Super Falcons had an outstanding performance in the just concluded Women World Cup, they came to MKO Abiola Stadium recently when they had their match. And of course, the one goal against Cameroon was not just a morale booster. It brought a whole lot of innate ability out of these athletes. They were giving out their shoes, their jersey, their souvenir, and monetary support to their spectators. And if these guys don't get reward, how will they do that? If they don't ply their trade abroad, if they are not so well exposed. I believe on reward system so much for sport to grow, and I will advocate for it to be consistently put in place. Not just reward system, training tours, exposure. A lot of these athletes, they need more exposure for them to match up with their opponent. It's a developing and welcoming progress for every athlete to succeed in sports.
And then the Super 8 League participating teams to get that particular cash reward there. One of those days when they play and nothing to show for it. But right now, organizers are saying all the teams participating in the Super 8 and also the winner will get rewarded cash-wise. Good one there, coming from Aloha George, the chairman of Nigerian National League, trying to see how they can change things concerning our football there. The most important league they call that particular league, where you get teams that play in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Away from there, straight down to Europa League and also Europa Conference. We look at fixtures for tonight. Matches coming up in the Europa League round of 16 second leg fixtures. In the first leg between Benfica and Rangers, it ended 2-2 there. But right now they'll be playing this one tonight. Well, either they like it or not, Rangers, Benfica. Let's see who stays top. Slavia Prague against AC Milan. AC Milan leading with 4-2 there in the first leg. Villarreal, Marseille, 4-0 they defeated Villarreal. Marseille, they are doing so well. But right now, second leg is coming up. Can they reply 4 goals or extra 5? We wait to see. West Ham, Freiburg, Atalanta, Sporting Lisbon, Karabakh of Azerbaijan against Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen has been in superlative form but they're in German Bundesliga. 2-2 first leg. Brighton, Roma. Roma led the first leg 4-0. Brighton, can they do it and come back just the way English teams are known for? Liverpool against Sparta Prague, 5-1 Liverpool first leg, and second leg is coming up. Which team, or rather match, is catching your eyes here?
Well, I think the one that will catch my eyes is between Villarreal, Marseille, being the fact that it was a big advantage in the first leg. These guys want to come up very strong against Marseille, Olympic Marseille, but it's likely to be the cracker for tonight.
Well, another match I'm looking at this Bayer Leverkusen Karabakh, 2-2 the first leg. And for Bayer Leverkusen, we know what Alonso has been doing with that team. Anything can happen. But it's a big match. Atlanta, Sporting Lisbon 2-1 in the first leg. All these matches coming up in the Europa League second round, round of 16. Let's look at Europa Conference League. Matches will be, at least I'll be on. Also, we have Fenerbahce against Union Saint-Gilloise there. The first leg, 3-0 actually in favor of Fenerbahce. Fiorentina against Maccabi Haifa. Well, 4-3 in that one. You have Power Salonika against Dinamo Zagreb, Victoria Plzen, Servette, Ajax, Aston Villa against Aston Villa versus Ajax. There, we apologize for that particular mix-up. Well, Club Brugge against Molde. You have Lille against Sturm Graz, and Maccabi Tel Aviv will be playing against Olympiacos. 4-1. It actually ended in first leg between Maccabi versus Olympiacos.
Well, I look forward to see the match between Fiorentina, Maccabi and Haifa, because it's almost a matchup aggregate, and I'm sure these guys want to get the job done in the final, before the final blast of the whistle in the second leg.
Big one coming up there in the Europa Conference League round of 16 second leg. The first leg has been played, and the teams are fighting for to see who stays on to qualify for the quarterfinals of this competition. Well, right now we move away and talk about the gossip in the world of football. And this time around, it's about a football transfer. Here and there, rumors are coming in from different angles. Let's start with the Nigerian player. His name is Bright Osayi Samuel. We heard that Leeds United have tabled offer for Super Eagles defender Bright Osayi Samuel, plays for Fenerbahce of Turkey. Well, if everything goes well, he could be moving to England.
Well, it's going to be an impressive move if he can make it to England, because England, the EPL is so euphoria, is so thrilling, is so fascinating. And I'm sure if he gets to England, he's going to definitely improve as a player. And of course, that improvement will be imputed in the Super Eagles.
We're talking about Osai Samuel there. He could be moving to Leeds United if everything goes well between his club, Fenerbahce, and Leeds United there. And now, talking more concerning the transfer stories, we look at PSG. PSG are preparing. They are really trying to see how they can move in to sign a particular player there. Well, as we talk about PSG preparing an £80 million bid for Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. Rashford is actually catching the eyes of a PSG hierarchy. They want to get him and also trying to see how they can pay him £500,000 per week.
Amazing offer. I'm not sure he wants to turn such offer down, being the fact that he's one of the most celebrated young player in the EPL, and now that he's trying to get to PSG, the money being splashed at him is going to give him a morale booster to perform better.
Well, a big one there if PSG are able to get him. Also, the same PSG are eyeing Diaz. Diaz plays for Liverpool. They are trying to see how they can get him as a replacement for forward Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe will be joining Real Madrid at the end of the season. And right now, Liverpool already eyeing, PSG are eyeing two players. We mentioned Marcus Rashford, and now it's Luis Diaz.
Well, PSG want to stand up in the podium finish. They want to step up their plan in their football or leather game target. But I believe if Mbappe goes to Madrid and he joins Madrid as soon as possible, it's going to be a fantastic one for the French young man, because he is one of the most decorated and celebrated players in the recent days, and we look forward to see his future excelling in Spain or Spanish football. Of course, the Real Madrid now has to turn the table around.
Well, looking at the transfer gossips there, we take the last straw on the show. That has to do with Chelsea. Chelsea right now, they are trying to do everything possible to make sure they get a particular man to be their set pieces coach. Let's look at that particular story there. Well, Chelsea agrees deal to sign Brentford. That's the coach there. That's the man that actually holding their set piece there to see how he can take over. Well, if you look at it right now, Chelsea are working hard to see how they can get this man. And it's a big one because they have everything it takes to get players signed, and also they are gunning for the coach that will be helping them. Bernardo Cueva, they call him, as a new set piece coach next season. From the way it is, news have it that he may not be in the right book with Pochettino, but he doesn't have any option because right now they had a deal with Brentford to go for him.
Well, he has a choice to make. If he feel like staying with Brentford or going for Chelsea, he should take the right decision. He has to take the right decision and continue in his career.
Well, for Bernardo Cueva right now, if everything goes well between him and Chelsea with Brentford, he could be joining them as a set-piece coach over there at the Stamford Bridge. That will be it on the show. Sports updates on Trust TV. Sunday Onuyenu, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.